Hey gang, we have so much stuff to do, I don't even know where to start. Should start with this mess, but that's no fun.
This place is for fun.
Let's work on the 78 Chevy Love here. We got some brake lines, we got some fuel lines, some fuel return lines, brake hose, we got some 4-gauge power ground wire, we got some shocks for the rear, we have a tank and compressors to mount, we have new 4-link bushings, and we still got to prime and paint this rear section of the frame. Spent the last couple weekends at some car shows, swap meets. I love doing that kind of stuff. It's been my thing for decades. Just got back from Jefferson swap meet. I got some 49 Ford window crank handles here. 2 of them, of course. My idea with these we'll make them work in the 78 Love. This is a 56 Mercury dash. Cut it all up and grafted it in here. I think these window cranks will work perfect. They definitely fit that hot rod style that I'm going for. Scored some other stuff too. 3/8 aluminum fuel line. We're gonna need that. This gauge cluster, I just had to have it. I mean, how cool is this? I believe it's from a Pontiac Chieftain. I could be wrong, and probably am, but you know what? I don't care. This is cool. I might use it in a project someday, or it'll look cool just sitting on the shelf. I got some new tires, white wall tires with a blue stripe. I got a cowl for what I believe to be a 26, 27 Chevy. Why? Because it came with these doors. Pair of rear doors that are super solid. Even still has a door panels on it. Why did I need these? They came with the cowl. Just kidding. You know what I see when I see these? Canvases. We can do some cool art on these. But wait, there's more. I really shouldn't be trusted with money. A week later, found myself at another swap meet. Came home with pretty much the same thing. It's a 50 Chrysler gauge cluster here. That's cool. Just had to have that. I'm pretty sure that I was not blessed with wealth because I'd be really bad at it. Also bought a cowl for a 3031 Model A. We're gonna do something cool with that someday. We gotta get some work done around here. I'll tell you what. I just cut off the upper shock mount that was on this crossbar here. I originally tried to have the shock mounted to the lower 4-link bar, but it was way too far forward, which meant it didn't move a whole lot. And if you know anything about shocks, well, they got to move to work. So I didn't like it. We're moving it. Now, these lower 4-link bars that I have on the rear end have a shock mount, and I think I want to utilize that, but it's at the wrong angle. It ain't sitting right. So how do we fix that? With the cutoff wheel. How do you fix your shocks? You know what else we have? A microphone that's not working. We're just gonna ditch that guy for now. Nothing worse for a YouTube video than bad audio. Other than maybe a bad YouTube video. We have a lot of them around here, don't we? Easier said than done, guys. Hot, 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 hot. All right, that's off, but I'm not done with that bracket yet. This bracket has holes in it. And well, that one's not so much a hole anymore. I think if I just take this flat disc, we can make it a hole again. Almost. What the welder puts on, the grinder takes off. It's a circle of life for a DIY at-home hot rodder, mini trucker, clown in the garage. My idea here is to bevel this end so it kind of goes in that hole and we can weld around it. So that way our shock stud will be sticking straight back rather than around the corner. I think I'll just chip away at it so it's kind of like an 8-sided point, and then we'll smooth it out with that. Yeah, that'll work. So that's kind of why I put that beveled point on it, because I could rotate this around to whatever angle I want. That's still hot. Hot, 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 hot. Get that in that shock. So I'm thinking something like this. Now I know the more of an angle we put on the shock, the less effective it's gonna be. But we really don't have a choice because there's not a whole lot of room there between the frame and the lowest point that I can put it before it's hanging down below the scrub line. Scrub line is basically the bottom of the wheel. Like if you were to take an imaginary line from the bottom of this wheel to the bottom of the front, that's the scrub line. Below that scrub line, you don't want anything hanging down below that, because if you get a flat tire, well, that's gonna drag on the ground and, you know, things happen. I don't know exactly where, but we're gonna end up with the upper mount somewhere around in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean the paint off of that. I don't think we need to get super precise for this. Matching it to the other side we probably do, but for now we can kind of just hold this about where I think it needs to be and throw a tack or two on it. Ground. You need a ground, dummy. I had that all lined up perfect too. All right, nobody move. We may have got that right the first time. Shocking, I know. Let's not. No. Come on, everybody loves a good dad joke. As much as I want to weld that up solid, it's not a good idea. I'm gonna get the top one done first. We'll run this thing up and down and make sure it's all happy, nothing gets bound up. Then we'll weld them both solid. Forever. Done. That's it, that's all, there ain't no more. This is a 1/2 inch universal shock mount stud. I think it was from Speedway. Speedway Motors, part number 910-36093. I have a couple of these left over from, I don't know what, maybe the 40. There's the stud, and it can bolt to like a control arm or a rear frame or a, you know, really anything. I think I'm going to use this, but not quite like this. I think I'm going to cut that off and bevel this top hat looking thing so it sits on that upper control arm. Cross member is going to have to sit at kind of an angle. It'll be kind of like that. Get what I'm laying down? Is it going to work? Probably not. We'll see. We'll see. Safety glasses. Needs more. More bevelification. We need to be way out here. So I'm thinking if our tacks are holding good enough on that rear end, we could push this down, kind of eyeball it, tack this one into place. Then it'll be in there all perfect the first time, like it always is around here. And we'll burn them in and move on. I'm thinking that's pretty good. I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna burn those in. I'm gonna burn them in hot. I probably shouldn't leave the shock on there. Melt the bushings right out of it. That would be dumb. All right, I'm gonna wait for that to cool down for a second, put these shocks on. I think that'll work. I mean, it's at a big angle now because this is like the truck is totally laid out. It's all the way down. So when we lift it up, we're gonna get a little bit more. So there's that. Now we just gotta do it again. And just like that, we're done. Like magic, YouTube magic. By golly, I think that's gonna work. All right. Moving on with the list, we're gonna have to do some disassembly.
Disassemble!
Like all of that. But first, we have this rear brake hose. It's gonna go from the frame to the rear end where it splits off to each wheel. On the frame side, we have this tab. Brake line goes in there, and then there's a retainer clip. This dude. So we need to figure out where we're gonna mount the tab, and then the bracket that goes on the rear end that holds the other end of this hose, right there. Got to figure out where we want to put this because it's not going in the factory spot. Actually, it might go pretty close to where it was factory. It was on the driver's side. We can move it over to the passenger side. So this bolts to the rear differential cover right there. I'm thinking if we cut that shorter, it would work just fine. So on the frame side, we just need to make sure that we have enough up and down travel with this hose. Kind of thinking we put this tab right there. The hard brake line will come out this way, turn 90 degrees into there, and then our flexible rubber line can go there, and that'll have enough up and down travel for sure. I like it. Let's weld this thing right there. Time to come in. All right, back out here today to get this all disassembled and maybe some paint. right, we got a little bit of cleaning up to do. The old flap disc. Then we can get a coat of paint on this whole back half. All right, we got all that crap done. We're gonna take DA and go over the whole thing, scuff it up good, so our new paint will stick to it. For all you guys who are excited to see a nice, perfect paint job on this frame, hold on. We're gonna clean the crap out of this thing with Sprayway. More than just glass cleaner. About that paint job. Yeah, we're gonna rattle can it. But hey, this prevents rust and corrosion. It's direct to metal, no primer needed. I'll believe that when I see it. And for now, and probably forever, it's good enough. Well, that's a little annoying. I think it's a sign. Like that's what you get for half-assing. I gotta admit, for a rattle can, that's some pretty good paint. It's super sticky, it covers well. Tips are junk. We're probably gonna end up sanding that off and really painting it someday.
I don't believe a word of it.
But I didn't want to leave it just the way it was, so there's that. At least we could say we made good progress on the love today. It's been a while since we've been able to say that, so I'm happy. Just have a bit of a mess to clean up.
See, this is what you get in my house when you spill paint in the garage.
We're gonna wait for that paint to set up, and then we're gonna get that back together. Until then, check this one out.